whatever. Friday night. Whatever. Not going to let it ruin my vibe. Yes, I am. That's terrible. What the heck, man? What the heck?
I'm furious.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Loser's Lounge. I can't believe I am as shocked about saying this as I was about saying Winner's Lounge last game, honestly. I think I'm just as shocked. 18-point lead, second half. Nuggets
Just the fact that we were at the game, it felt like it was meant to be a win.
Now I feel ridiculous.
I know.
I feel ridiculous. We're going to break it all down and share some notes from courtside. Lots of notes from courtside, actually. Might be the best part of the show. Over here, I got Brendan Vogt.
Man, when I got half drunk, I was thinking this would be a winner's lounge.
Bro.
You know what I mean?
Sobered you up quick, though,
Now
didn't
you're
you?
Completely
the bad
different
kind of
vibe.
drunk.
Yeah.
And then over here, my goodness, Harrison Wynn.
I feel like the best part of the night was how good Devin I looked. That might be the best part of the night.
It was for me, yeah.
You guys looked phenomenal over there, Superstar Dev.
This is it sucks that it ended like this because this was a damn good night.
It was.
Damn good night.
Yeah, it really
Bad
was, man. It was a great time for us. I don't know how everybody was watching it at home. Nuggets ran out of gas. I don't know. I don't even have a fast break breakdown here. I'm going to give you guys, without notes, what my fast break breakdown would be.
Perfect.
Okay?
Perfect.
Okay.
Nuggets were dominating the game. Just
Yeah.
in rhythm.
They
Yoke-
really were, man. They were dominating.
Michael Porter making all of his shots. Yoke doing whatever he wanted. Mo Wagner complaining about fouls nonstop, but Yoke just like shrugging it off. Second half, they sucked. And at the very end of the game, Jamal Murray tried to ISO for some reason and took a left-handed leaner. That's
that
why
did happen.
That,
I
I
would
have
also
that note
say,
as well.
Also in the third quarter, the Orlando Magic did not miss any shots.
You left out the Braxton Key portion of the breakdown.
Man, you're right. At one point in this game, to give you guys a sense, like we're courtside tonight. Shout out to courtside Dave.
Shout out
Hooked us up.
courtside Dave, man.
DNVR
Our guy.
appreciation night from him. He's had this idea. He loves listening to the show. Super fan, and he's like, you know what? I got these courtside seats. Come join me for a game. He circled this one, and it was awesome, man. Just an incredible experience. But the Nuggets, man, this game was so crazy. It felt like they were in control. This was a very juiceless game, I thought, from both teams. Both teams looked exhausted all game long.
Yep.
And the Nuggets just looked like they felt like the Nuggets almost approached this game the way they approached the last Warriors game, where it was like, we know we only need about 3 minutes of focus and we're going to get it. And it just wasn't. Like tonight, the afterburners didn't fire. Dev, we'll just go straight into big takeaways. Before we get to our personal big takeaways of being there and everything, just give me yours of the game. What's your big takeaway from the game?
Big takeaway is we have been at the games. We have watched the games lots of times, honestly, up close. But being courtside, it gives you a different type of thing. You know, like you actually see the game from different angles. You're starting to pay attention to things that you don't necessarily pay attention to. Like,
Totally different.
Like teammates, how they interact with each other, how coaching goes, how Malone listens to the players, how other teams are trash talking. That was like a different experience, and I really do want to appreciate, courtside Dave for that. But it was wild to see like the vibes and how Denver played in that game, because that did not seem like the team that I've been watching for the last couple of weeks or the last year. That was really a vibeless game. Being up close and personal to it, that didn't feel like the Denver team. So it's great to see it from like up close and personal, but also to know that wasn't our Denver team that we're accustomed to. And I think it was just a bad night for them.
Yeah, I think it definitely felt like a bad night for them. But I agree with you, and I want to get into a lot more. A lot of this show, honestly, we don't want to like dwell on this game. There's only so many talking points. But the part about it feeling different when you're getting that perspective, that's 100% it, man. That's really what it was all about for me. What about you, Harrison? What's your big takeaway?
I mean, my big takeaway comes down to the last shot of the game.
Wasn't a great one.
You would think.
You thought it was a good one?
No, I'm saying you would think, if you have a guy who has hit game winners in the past.
How far in the past?
Is one of the most clutch players in the NBA.
Oh.
Maybe he hit a game winner 24 hours ago.
Yeah.
You would think
23, really.
you would think the ball would be in his hands at a bare minimum, just at least let him get a shot up.
Yeah.
With the game on the line. That to me would be the clear and obvious path to go on the Nuggets' last shot tonight. But they were not able to get the ball to Nikola Jokic. And it was kind of crazy to go back to Dev's point, watching it develop live, because you're just sitting there and you're like, get the ball to Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
All right. 5 seconds go off the shot. Get the ball to Nikola Jokic. And it just didn't happen. And, I mean, the Nuggets could have won this game. They should have won it. But they had a chance to, and they didn't put the ball in the hands of their best player.
Yeah.
And that was frustrating. That was a frustrating note to end tonight on.
We're going to circle back to that last play because I think there is a lot of meat on that bone for sure. But that's a very good big takeaway. Vogt?
Yeah, I was going to go that way. Let me package this carefully.
Okay.
I'm talking about this game.
Yeah?
The game we just watched.
Yeah, that's the one.
Not the Denver Nuggets, not the long-term prospects, not who's done what in the past.
Okay.
Just the game we just watched.
Okay.
That was a Jamal loss for me. I thought it was a little bit of a ego-first performance from Jamal, particularly the last shot when he was basically double-teamed, had a lot of attention. There were 3 starters on the floor tonight that shot over 60%, and none of those 3 are the ones that got the last shot off. Now, Jamal has taken and made so many important shots. This is a very hindsight is 2020 take. I get it. If he hits that shot, what a gamer, different story. I just felt like tonight, particularly, in key moments of the game down the stretch, Orlando's guards were scoring on Jamal a lot. And I think sometimes Jamal likes to make this let me get back at you game. And by the way, sometimes we love that. Sometimes we love that. Sometimes that's what wins them games, is guys go at Jamal, he goes, no, it's you versus me, and he wins. Tonight, I think he made it you versus me, but they didn't win. And so I'm just talking about this game. I'm not trying to turn on Jamal or the season or any of that. But I did think this was one where he wanted to be the guy that made the play a few too many times.
You're trying to be contained and talk about just this game. I'm going to go a little bigger picture here and talk about the Nuggets. I think are going to win the championship this year because I think they're the best team in the NBA. We're a long way away from that, but I feel pretty confident in it. But I also feel pretty confident that we're going to kind of just, I don't know that the big run is coming the way last year had a month, like a 6-week stretch where it was like, oh man, this is awesome. I think the Nuggets are more just going to season manage their way to about 55 wins.
Yeah.
And probably a 2 seed. Maybe a 3, maybe a 1.
Maybe.
But probably a 2 seed, and it kind of sucks, but at the same time it's understandable. I kind of understand it. Tonight they just looked tired. I mean, it was second night of a back-to-back. Not an excuse because they were up 18 points.
Right,
They should have never collapsed. But the focus and the intensity, this was a juiceless game. I've sat courtside a handful of times through various things,
Rich.
as media. No, just as media. I've never purchased a courtside seat, but I have sat courtside a handful of times for various just lucky breaks or whatever, or through being media. And I'm always blown away by how fast the pace the game is.
Totally.
Tonight was so slow.
I know.
And I was sitting super close, and I was just like, man, everybody seems tired, and everybody seems to be in first gear all night. Both teams. I think Orlando was tired too.
No one wanted overtime.
The only one guy was not playing at that pace tonight. Jalen Suggs.
Dude.
That guy is a dog. That guy is a dog.
I want Jalen Suggs on the Nuggets.
Dude,
He doesn't get tired.
Jalen Suggs is the Nikola Jokic of Gary Harris's, man. Honestly. That guy,
great.
I love that. That dude
That's
is
great.
Marcus Smart, but not a problem.
Right.
Who knows who he is.
Right.
I love Jalen Suggs, and he was, to me, kind of the player of the game tonight, just in how many winning plays he made in the clutch. And to your point, I think sometimes the harder the defense, the more Murray's I got to get this guy. And it's it's a good defender. The mismatch is elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about this being a juiceless game, and also you talk about it being a lot slower. The wild thing is they scored a lot, in the game. This was a weird game, all together when you look at the stats and you just look at how it was played. Neither team shot the ball well. This was not a regular Jokic game. He didn't even rebound the ball, but there were so many points that was scored in the game. Jamal was not good in the game. I felt like the Magic kind of forced their will on Denver and forced them into playing a specific way, and Denver was like, okay, we'll play that way. And then they got tricked in the end.
Yeah.
This was an awkward game. And then you also talk about you think that Denver's going to win this, win it all. But they're going to have these type of... What do you attribute that to? Because, just look at... Is it Is it boredom? Is it just like already getting over that
I
mountain?
have a theory. You know who they missed tonight? Bruce Brown. And tonight, like, I thought that the Magic didn't have a ton of juice either. Like, Banchero was getting to the foul line. He was being aggressive on his drives. Cole Anthony had a streak there where he made some shots.
I wonder what Steve Kerr thought about Paolo Banchero's free throws
Yeah,
tonight.
he was.
I would like to
I
know.
bet he was sick to his
19.
stomach.
I would
watching
love
that
to
tonight.
know, Steve. What do you think?
He
Yeah.
barely slept.
Yoke's never had 19 free throws. He's only had 18.
I would love to know.
But tonight, Jalen Suggs was the difference maker because of the energy. And, like, Bruce is that guy for Denver. And, you know, one of my notes from the perspective and vantage point that we had tonight was just how little Denver talks. Remember we talked about Denver having a quiet team? And I do think you just need guys. Like, we really needed Christian Brown to be this guy. And for whatever reason, he's just been a silent player.
He has, man.
You know, and tonight they needed a guy who was loud. They needed loud energy, and I think Bruce always brought that in a way that was like, all right, the team doesn't have it, but I'm going to be the guy that gets the crowd was juiceless tonight.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
if you think about it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, why? Because the game was juiceless, but you need a Bruce, and somebody on this Nuggets team, I think, has to become that, not skill set wise, just emotional wise. And tonight you really felt it.
Yeah. And it's like you don't need that guy to win a championship, but you need that guy on nights like this.
Yeah.
Back to back, you get into town at 4 a.m., you know you're going to be sluggish, you know you're going to be tired, and that's what it definitely seemed like, you know, for some of the first half, and then Denver came out and went on a huge run. But these are the types of games when you need that type of guy.
And it feels like a fair ask of Christian Brown. It's not necessarily, hey, go score 25 points. It's inject some life and go get a block, finish a fast break with a dunk. You know, I mean, obviously it's easier said than done. But my point is that these are things that I think Christian can do.
Right.
And at his best has done, by the way, including last year. And maybe tonight was a night where either he or Peyton could have brought it off the bench and they didn't.
I think that part of this is to execute at a high level, low mistakes, high execution. It uses a different part of your brain than the like fly around and just be a maniac, right?
Yeah.
And at your best, you can do both because you just become locked into where both of those two things are second nature. And I think Christian's a guy who's like really focused on the technical aspects of it, and it's almost eliminated his tank for the other parts of it. And you know, I'm so convinced that Denver needs somebody to be that kind of guy because there just wasn't the energy, man.
There wasn't. Just real quick to go back to your point on how great Jalen Suggs is and how good of a player and competitive and in your face and apparently respectful that he is. This was one of the first plays of the game. I think you guys remember this. There was a foul call, and Jalen Suggs went up to argue it.
Yeah.
And goes, respectfully, sir, that was a bad call.
I'm coming at you super respectful right now.
Coming at you super
That's a direct
respectful.
quote.
Coming at you super
He
respectful.
talked, he talked the entire game. I'm
Yeah.
actually being that
He
close. I was
prefaced it
shocked.
with
I was shocked
respectfully.
at how much trash talking he really did, but he's like so focused and involved. And you talk about like Christian, and you talk about the bench. This was against the Magic's bench.
Right.
Right.
On
Right.
the
That's a
bench.
good point,
Honestly,
Deb.
that's why I'm a little bit frustrated about how the bench played because
Totally.
there was guys that are like G League players. You know, like Admiral Schofield is playing in this
Right.
game.
Right.
Christian has to find his way in this game. Peyton Watson is supposed to find his way in this game. The bench is supposed to go off, especially coming off of a night where they won on a buzzer beater. You're going to be needed in this game. This is where you step up. This is where you have to do. So that's why I don't go too hard on the starters or Jamal or anybody like that, because this was not their game. This was the bench's game, and they did not step up in that. And that's where the consistency has to happen. Where was Reggie in this game? Where is Peyton Watson? Where is, Christian? They were supposed to take over this game, and they did not.
Yeah. Man, there's a lot to get to. I think we also want to let's go to segment 2 here. Let's take our first break. In segment 2, let's start to break down some of the specific players. Because Michael Porter, man, the silver lining to this is that Michael Porter continues to play like he's on an upswing, and I'm just so encouraged by it. Now we just got to find ways to get him the ball a little bit more. But we'll talk about that on the other side.
Yeah, guys, if you want cheaper gas, who doesn't want cheaper gas? Who doesn't want a couple cents off a gallon? Check out Circle K. Make Circle K your go-to spot for gas and become part of the Inner Circle Club. Free membership with Circle K. It's an app, easy to download. Enter your email and phone number to be fully enrolled in the Circle K Inner Circle program. Your first 5 fill-ups, you get 25 cents off a gallon. That's a pretty big discount.
It's a huge
25
discount.
cents off a gallon for your first 5 fill-ups. First 5 Polar Pops are free. Every 6th free on several items such as pizza, roller grill, dispensed beverages, donuts, and more inside Circle K as well. So sign up with Circle K, the Inner Circle program. It's free, so it doesn't cost you anything. And then, boom, if you need gas, head to a Circle K. I mean, they're everywhere. So you can go to circlek.com/inner-circle, circlek.com/inner/circle to get involved with the Circle K Inner Circle program.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, we lost our traditional ways of watching TV and we have descended into utter chaos and madness. It gets increasingly complicated. How many services do I need? How about this? Just get yourself Fubo TV. With over 140 live channels of sports, shows, movies, and news, stream live TV from any device, and of course, watch the most Colorado sports for the lowest price. How about college football? Well, that's wrapping up, but you can watch college football on Fubo, the NFL, US Open tennis, UEFA Euro qualifiers, the Ryder Cup. Watch all your favorite college football and the NFL with Fubo. Go to www.tv.com/DNVR. That's www.fubotv.com/DNVR. Sign up, get 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro.
Michael Porter Jr. tonight was 9 of 14, including 4 of 6. Hey, my 4 of 3s hit? Heck yeah, I didn't even see that. 4 threes,
Damn.
cashed a total Mike night. 22 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. He was the only starter in... Nope, I guess KCP was also a +6. But he was a +6 tonight. 14 shots, man. Michael Porter, he has done everything he needs to do as a teammate in terms of not taking bad shots. But when he's on fire like he is, I just don't understand how the ball goes away from him. This is like, are we just having the same talking points here, Dev? Like, I feel like we've done this a lot. Should we just give it up?
I think so, because this is a game where he did get shots up, but you feel like there should have been more.
9
like,
of 14?
You really... Yeah, 14 shots is a lot of shots in a game that has Jokic and Jamal. Like, really.
Yeah.
But also, you want him to force it much more because he had it going in this game. This is a Mike type of game, but you just don't think about it because they didn't go through him every single time. This was him, like, trying to find it in the flow of the offense. This is him just creating shots for his own, but it's not like they're, like, forcing it through him. He has a point guard in Jamal that kind of just doesn't find him, does not see him.
I agree,
so
man.
He's seeing it from other angles, or he's seeing it from different guys. Jokic goes out of his way and makes sure that he gets it. But, like, the point guard's not, finding him. The coach is not calling plays for him. So I do think that this is one of those things that you just kind of have to, like, live with whatever happens, because even on games that he takes 14, we're asking for more.
Yeah.
Right.
14 is a lot.
Yeah. Coming into this season, I mean, we had this conversation so many times. How can the Nuggets get Michael Porter more shots? How can they get his usage up? And my feeling heading into the season is the same feeling I have now. He's kind of at his max in terms of what he's going to do next to Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. Like, it's just kind of impossible for him to take on a larger role.
I don't know if I agree
kinda
with this. I'm with you, man. I disagree.
I think in a large scale, I get what you're saying, and I agree in terms of slots and usages. But game to game, for example, a night like tonight, where you're on the second night of a back-to-back, Jamal clearly doesn't have it, guys are gassed, and Mike can barely miss if he's trying to miss. I think sometimes we get caught up in, they have to draw something up for him, or Mike can't self-create because he can't dribble. I don't know. How about just the point guard passes him the ball? Like, it can be that simple. There's one possession tonight where Mike finds Murray. It's an easy pass back for an open 3 on the wing. Murray looks him off. He dribbles at baseline. He gets sealed off. He gets off the ball. They swing it all the way around the court. It gets back to Jokic at the free throw line, who passes it to Mike, who's still standing where he started, wide open, drains the 3. You don't need to reinvent the wheel to get Mike the ball on nights like tonight. You can just pass him the ball.
Yeah, because to your point, I think you're right about role. Like, who's going to be the one creating? He is going to be an off-ball guy. He's not going to be in the two-man game or any of this. But I do think there's something, too. When a guy has it going, that's a weapon.
Yes.
How do I get shots to it? How do I bend the defense now in his direction so that there's opportunities for him? And I just feel like they don't ever do that. And, I mean, I do think there's a lot of Murray to this. It's a lot of, like, Murray, man. You have a guy just hit 3 threes in a row. Let's maybe try to do something that opens him up for it. Because oftentimes when you run an action towards a guy, not an action, but just like, okay, he's on fire. Well, I'm going to attack this direction and see if his guy digs in on me. Because if he doesn't, then I should have an easier opportunity in my game to go to the basket. It just feels like for whatever reason they almost go away from it when he gets going on fire. And so that's it. So I guess I kind of agree on both sides.
Right, I think Wynn's right too.
Look, I totally agree that they need to get him more shots. I just think the Jokic-Murray two-man game has been the identity of this team for so many years. Right. It's just not going to change. But they've played so many games. They've played so many minutes with that being their sole focus. We've asked for it. I'm sure the coaching staff has asked for it. It's just not really going to change.
Aaron,
and that was actually my biggest takeaway being courtside. I feel like Michael Porter can score every time he gets the ball.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
That was actually my biggest takeaway from sitting front row tonight.
He's looking healthy, man. He looks so
amazing.
Tall.
He looks amazing right now.
He just looks really. He's just such a weapon, and it kind of sucks to have this great weapon and be like, yeah, but he's never going to be more than this. And you're like, well, why not 9 of 14?
I also, and I'm not trying to start anything because Mike's an awesome teammate through all of this stuff. That's like real. Last night, Peyton hit that 3. Mike was the first dude off the bench smiling and all that stuff. But I saw it tonight, man, when Murray looked him off when he was on the wing, there was a look on his face. It's like, hey, I can shoot this one. Like, that's okay, you know?
Where do you fall on this, Dev?
I feel like Michael should get more shots.
All right.
Like, you have to give it to him. But also, there should be a mixture. And tonight it makes it hard because there is a balance. He did get shots, but he also had it going. So you're supposed to feed the hot hand. That's how basketball works. There's a guy that is scoring every single time. It doesn't matter who it is. If Zeke Naji is having a good night, give him the ball every single time because that's what you're supposed to do. And Mike had it going on, and Jamal did it.
That's segment 3, Dev.
How many shots does Zeke Naji make before they're like, we should run something for Zeke? How many consecutive shots in a single game before Denver's like,
it has to be pick and pop threes?
The point is,
it's like
you give it to the guy that is scoring. You give it to the guy that's scoring.
Yeah, it's just to me, and this is part of being a point guard, and this is on Yoke and Murray. It's not just Murray. I do think there's a little bit of Yoke to this too, where it's like it's your job sometimes to make a guy to extend a guy's when he's a weapon,
right.
And it just doesn't feel like they do that very often. Let's go to the last play because it was such a big one. There was a switch. I mean, I saw some people say, what a terrible play call. No, it wasn't. It was a pick and roll, Jokic-Murray pick and roll.
It was the play they run at the end of every game.
It's just a Jokic-Murray pick and roll.
Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon in the corner is a high pick and roll.
It should be a phenomenal, it's a phenomenal setup. And immediately you get a switch. Mo Wagner goes out onto Jamal Murray, and was it Suggs? I think it was Suggs that ends up going on to Jokic. And Murray backed it out. There was time. He looks up at the clock. I think there was about 6 seconds when he looks up. And it's like, all right, we have time. Where do you want to go? Murray called his own number on that one. He really did. And, it's not the worst thing. Murray makes a lot of big-time shots.
Right.
I actually think that Denver has 2 closers. It's part of what makes them so special is they have a 2-man game. So I'm not this guy that thinks you just give it to Yoke every single time no matter what. But if you are going to call your own number, you better get something better than a left-handed leaner.
That's
yeah.
I do want to. I love the way you framed it, and I think we've done a good job of framing it. Like, there's a million times where Murray has that same mentality, and it makes him the player of the game, and it makes the Nuggets the winners. So it's a little easy to sit here and go. But to the point, it's okay to call your own number, but left-handed leaner, probably not the look.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to just make it seem like I'm just knocking up. I think Murray had a good game, honestly. I think he just missed shots. I think that the moment was too big, but I just felt like he's so competitive that Suggs and Anthony got under his skin to the point that he's like, I have to prove myself.
Yeah.
I really think that
you're
was
right
more
about
of the
that.
game. Because I don't think that was a bad Murray game. He just started shooting too much, or he started over
7 rebounds, 9
He
assists.
wants to compete, but also you need him to compete. You need him to have that mind that it's like, even if I'm not having the greatest of games, I'm still willing to take the last shot. I'm still willing to compete. I'm still willing to go. Because that was a double team on the last play where they kind of just ran off of Michael Porter Jr.'s man, and he didn't find them because they knew it was going to be there. But you also, really, my thing is you have to take the good with the bad with Jamal. He just did not knock down shots. If he makes that, I think this would have been a great game. We would have been saying, hey, good job, Jamal. But that's where being the point guard comes into play. When they lose, you can criticize them. When they win, good job.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just pretty basic, to be honest. Nikola Jokic is the most clutch player on the face of the... I mean, we feel a certain type of way when Nikola Jokic gets the ball in those moments.
Yeah.
You've got to think the rest of the team feels that way too, or feels some of that at least. And especially coming off last night, like, there's magic when Nikola Jokic touches the ball in those clutch situations. And you just got to trust him in those moments to put the ball in his hands.
And if that means forcing it, so is taking a left-handed leaner. That's forcing it. I'm okay with Jokic find a way to get him the ball, you know?
Yeah.
And again, we're talking about tonight. Countless times Murray has done just that.
Of course.
So I don't want this to run away from me, but...
You know who looked good to me live tonight? The one guy, Reggie Jackson. He looked quick, man. Some of his crossovers were so like when you see him in person, you're like,
he's a great in-person watch.
in person, and when you're up close, you're trying to think like, what would I look like out there trying to guard? He looked like so quick.
My ACLs would snap.
Yeah, like some of those crossovers, I was like, man, that looks really, really hard. Was there anybody you guys thought like watching live? Features stood out more.
There's one guy for me.
Who?
KCP.
Oh, that's a great one. That's a great one.
KCP is so dialed in.
Yes.
Every single minute that he's out there, he's locked in.
Yeah.
Every possession, every play, offense, defense,
every movement. It's like there's no wasted movements because you could tell he's like every screen he's thinking exactly about how he's going to get around it.
You can see like his mental clock like he is just so locked in, man, and I like gained a newfound respect for him. I feel like watching him up close.
You know who pops in person for me? Didn't have the best game, but just in person, and I've thought this several times now. Peyton Watson, the blocks. There was one he was called for foul tonight. Actually, there's two I've seen in person now that have been whistled for fouls where I've had to like stop. You know when you check behind you? Like, did everyone see that?
Yeah.
He covered. Once you see him do that up close, you kind of get there's only like 9 or 10 of guys that are like you in the league. So it wasn't his best game, but he's so impressive physically.
The putback dunk,
man,
my God, man,
dude,
did he sky
that's
for that
crazy.
thing? He just gets up so high. These guys, all of them, when they like get a full run start and get the jump,
and then
he was so high.
Both
there.
of these guys. I mean, Aaron, we talk to them all the time, so we know. But obviously, sitting courtside is different than our seats. Aaron's huge, but Paolo is huge.
He's like huger.
Paolo is and how old is he? 21, 22? He's
so,
probably right. He's so
21.
filled out, man. I mean, he actually looks bigger than Aaron. That guy is a crazy.
His legs are enormous. He really is just bigger than AG. Like they're built kind of the same, but bigger.
He's taller too.
It's wild.
Yeah, my in-person person is Aaron Gordon. He just is like, he's fucking people up the whole game.
Yeah.
Like, he really is aggressive, and he's so strong. And, like, it's so much chaos when he has the ball in his hands, especially down low, because he's either going to get fouled or he's going to go up. But really, offensively right now, he is in a groove that we're not talking about right now because the attention is everywhere else. But he's scoring with ease. He's knocking down his three-pointers.
Knocking down his free throws.
He's knocking down free throws. He's getting
4 or
to
5
wherever he
tonight.
wants. And it's not just straight dunks. I think that's the biggest thing for me right now. He's not dunking it every single time. It's just like a lot of things that are happening. But I really love that he's looking for action every single play. I really wish that Jokic did more of that.
Yeah, for sure. And then tonight we did see Braxton Key minutes, you guys. 6 minutes for him tonight. This just shows you where the state of the Nuggets and how tired everyone was. We also saw Traveling Queen and Admiral Schofield. So at one moment, Justin Holiday, Braxton Key, Traveling Queen, and Admiral Schofield all on the court
It
tonight.
did feel like, and we were sitting so close, I was like,
Who
are we
we
in
play
Cox
for?
Gym in Vegas right now?
I know.
It did feel a bit
Like
like
courtside, see all the stars. Like
Yeah.
Admiral Schofield. You guys remember when all of Nuggets Nation? Do you remember this when everybody wanted Admiral Schofield?
Yeah, because he had a great pre-draft.
It's a great interview.
Really good interview.
Great
You're
interview.
right.
Very,
It is a
very
great interview.
charismatic.
exactly what happened.
Extremely charismatic.
And he's jacked.
Do we have any Braxton Key? Here's the thing about Braxton Key.
He played well.
He played very well. It's the perfect, like, everybody is going to clamor for Braxton Key now. You know, it's like the backup quarterback. But do you guys, anything stand out? He hit a 3.
He did, even though his shot isn't something that he's regarded for. But, I mean, Braxton Key, he's a back end of the rotation player. I mean, he just is. Like, you talk to people with the Nuggets, and you look at his G League stats, and he's going for, 28 points on 13 of 15 shooting, ridiculous
You mean that as a
efficiency.
compliment?
Yeah, I mean, he's a G League MVP type of guy.
Right.
And so he could play back end rotation minutes on a lot of teams. So he is an NBA player. So I feel like tonight was a reminder of, like if the Nuggets need to go to that guy, if somebody in the rotation is in foul trouble, you can go to Braxton Key. He can fill in as a 8th, 9th, 10th man.
I just feel like Braxton Key looks like an NBA guy.
Yeah.
Like
he is.
I'm not saying he like should be part of the rotation or he should be playing or anything, but I really don't feel like he's only G League. I feel like he could play spot minutes. I feel like he knows that he's good at certain things, and also I feel like there's a lot of things too. I don't know what he's the best at. I don't know if he's only offense. I don't know if he's only. He just makes plays when he's out there, and most of it is against guys that I've never heard of, like Trevelyan Queen. But that's okay.
I had to Google that one.
Trevelyan Queen.
It has to be there. But I really do think that Braxton is productive every single time that I've seen him on the court, no matter who it is that he's playing. I like that.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break on the other side. Let's give some stories. Let's throw this game away. What a bummer. Losing to the Magic here, breaking a little streak.
Tisk.
The Nuggets have, 4 losses at home now? 4 or 5? And they all feel like bummers, man, every single one. But let's flush it, and let's talk about some other things we noticed from courtside and some fun. Let's try to have some fun on a Friday. Fun tales of courtside, including you'll never guess whose seats me and Dev were in. You'll never guess.
Next time someone offers us extra stuff, I'm speaking up before Dev gets it. I'm over it.
Man, you know
I'm
what?
over it.
You know what?
Guys, check out
Right
our
place,
friends
right time.
at
Right
Red Hawk
guy.
Roofing, friends of the show, friends of DNVR. They were just in the bar, the Red Hawk Roofing guys, for the game the other night
Gonna
against
be
the
back.
Warriors, celebrating with all of us. So if you need any roofing help for home or business, check out Red Hawk Roofing. They have decades of experience. They offer no obligation roof and property inspections too. Free in-depth photo reports for all inspections as well. If you're looking for a new roof over your home or business, check out Red Hawk Roofing. You can go to their website, redhawkroofing.com, get set up with them there. Red Hawk Roofing, they're your go-to for home and business roofing needs.
It's really important to start saving for college early, just in case your child doesn't get that athletic scholarship. I'm going to keep it real. If you're roughly my height, your kid's probably not going to get an athletic scholarship. Start saving early and do it with College Invest, which makes it so easy with flexible savings plans. You'll benefit from a Colorado tax deduction. Savings can also be used for trade schools and apprenticeships nationwide. So open your account today at collegeinvest.org. I went to college, fellas. Very important. It's important to go to college.
All right, back here, segment 3. And as we were saying earlier in the show, fellas were courtside tonight. And then we got an upgrade. Dev and I got to go sit not just courtside, but mid-court courtside in the Kroenke seats.
What? Did they know that?
Do they know?
Absolutely.
I hope they know. I hope somebody texted them and like, who is that in the...
I
who's that in
thought
those seats?
nobody was in our seats tonight,
Yeah, I thought
Josh.
nobody was. What's going on? Stan Kroenke's own seat, you know. we
That
got to
he's
sit
never
there.
sat in.
Somebody came over and was like, they're not going to be here tonight. The seats are open. So if you guys want to go sit in them. And it was like, yes, I will.
I mean, those are the same seats that like Ciara and Russ sit in. You know, the
That's-
Peyton Mannings of the world.
Yep.
The Peyton Mannings.
You know what I
of the
mean?
Maybe
Those-
that's,
Peyton Manning.
why the Nuggets
Peyton
didn't have
Manning.
any juice tonight. They were looking over, to the center court,
Yes, sir.
courtside seats,
Yes,
expecting to
sir.
see a celebrity,
Uh-huh.
and they saw you guys.
Yes, sir.
We were a bit of a celebrity.
There were celebrities around us,
That's
so
true.
don't even act like that.
That's true.
But that was a crazy experience. Because now you guys are sounding like haters, but you guys are. You guys' seats was incredible.
I
I
am
was
hating on
fine with that. I love that seat.
Yeah.
I was
We just
excited
got
when-
it from a different angle. That's all it was. That's all it was.
I was excited when you got up and left because
You got more room.
over the last 5 years, I've sat next to Adam one too many effing times.
I know.
This
You
guy
remember we shared a bed?
He's 6'4". didn't
TMI.
we? We did
In
in
Sombor.
Serbia, the
In
smallest
Sombor.
bed of all time. Adam is 6'9.5", and he sits like this, and his feet are like on your lap, and he goes, "I'm just sitting, bro. It's just hard out here for a tall person." I'm like, why don't you close your legs and sit like a normal guy? Anyway, so I was kind of glad when Adam moved.
Which one of us is a true heightist?
me.
You are
I
way
really
harder on me being tall
it's
than
so
I am on
true.
you being
It's
short,
so
dude.
true. You're right, dude.
You know what?
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I'm too
it's all
hard on you.
good, man. What other stories? Yeah, sitting next to Pete Coors. What other stories from courtside do you have here for us today, or observations you can say?
Well, it was Western night, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, it
why
was?
we're dressed like this.
I remember.
At one point, Dev and I just told people we were with the stock show.
They believed it though. They actually said, "Hey, are you guys with the stocks? Who else
Yep.
is here?"
Yep.
As if we had answers or something.
I also just love this idea of like with the stock show.
Yeah, we're just with the stock show. You
What
know,
does that mean?
rolling into town with the
What's
stock
your role
show.
there? No,
As
we're
if
just
it's,
with
if
them.
it's just like the Nuggets. You know, are you with the Nuggets? Are you with the stock
with
show?
the stock show.
We're just with the stock show.
With the stock show.
We're
Yeah.
taking this thing national.
Yeah.
man.
Taking it national.
We're
Taking
here
this
in
thing
Denver.
national.
Who knows where we're going next? But we're with the stock show.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
incredible.
That was good.
Any other observations you have here from courtside? Mo Wagner complains a lot.
There's a lot of talking to the referees in the NBA.
Referees really, how do they determine when to throw a guy out? Because guys literally complain on
I've
every
actually changed
call.
my mind on this. I get it now, dude. It's every possession. There's 14 different guys telling them why their call was bad for different reasons.
Yeah.
There was one that happened right in front of us, right to start the game. I think Aaron Gordon just gets slapped. You hear it, all this or that. And yeah, it's like 5 Magic players all descend on the ref. Like, what? What are you talking
And,
about? I was like,
and they show the
guys,
replay. He gets hit right here.
that was a clear foul. What are we doing? It
Being
was
up
wild.
close, KCP is always not arguing, but like trying to side with the refs. Peyton Watson is really emotional, and I feel like Malone has to talk him down like
Yeah.
a lot. I did not expect that at all.
Well,
I don't know if this
he
was like
he was pissed about that one play on that fast break where CB didn't give him the
There
ball.
was a couple of plays, but like he really is like, I feel like he has to be coached through these type of things. Maybe it's because he's so young and he's not getting a lot of those experiences. So I was shocked to see that. Jamal seems to be the only player on Denver that is trash talking or going back and forth. So like there is banter there. And then like the Magic players, they really want it. Like they want to win. They want to trash talk. They want to get under your skin to try to motivate themselves. And I am a big believer in trash talk. Like I love it. So that was like exciting to see up close and personal that like Jalen Suggs the entire time. He's talking to the crowd, he's talking to the other players, he's like super involved. But like that was like big for me. Like that I'm like, oh, I did not expect all those things.
Here's another observation. DeAndre Jordan is coaching the whole game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The whole game.
Like a real
man.
coach, too.
Like he's standing up more than Ryan Saunders, more
Yeah.
than any Nuggets assistant is.
He's talking the whole time.
He's talking on the bench. He's talking in huddles during the It's actually pretty impressive.
And he plays both sides too because he's talking to Peyton the entire time.
Yeah.
To like get him okay. But then on the other side, like you talk about the play with CB, he's talking to CB like, hey, make that extra pass and things.
Yeah.
Like he really is coaching. He's out there. Also, the coach for
Jamal
the Magic.
Mosley.
That's
I love him, man.
he's
I kind of
vocal.
love him.
He is
coaches his
a real
act.
coach.
Yeah.
He is really coach. I gotta watch the Pistons play up close and
He
personal
burns
now.
2,000 calories.
Dude, you can hear him the whole game.
And he's like moving. He doesn't just stand still and scream. He's like pacing,
And
running,
did you
jumping.
guys see, before any player checks in, he goes up and daps them up and gives them a little speech like every single time.
They love him. He loves his
Yeah,
team.
dude.
Like that's
Yeah.
a real. I
That's
could
a
not
coach.
believe how involved he is on every play. That was crazy to me to see how much coaching he's doing throughout the entire game. He's very involved. And then Malone is he's collected. He's calm. He's just like, hey, we'll figure it out.
He
Like,
was calm
He's
today.
been there the entire. He really is calm. So it's like seeing two different types of coaching styles, and then seeing two different types of teams. One is calm. They did not they weren't pressed. They were like they were under control. Then the other ones is being coached up. They're pumped. They're animated.
Yeah.
Just like their coach was. So like it kind of made sense.
Yeah. Yoke too, man, tonight. We said the whole thing was juiceless, but Yoke tonight, I was kind of surprised at how little he just did anything vocal. He was pretty silent, you know?
was.
Goes up and down the court,
Yeah.
just never says anything, never really... Guys would take a bad shot, you'd see him be like upset, and then he just like moves on. You're just kind of like, man... Everybody else, there was such theatrics, you know? And boys, good and bad, just so everybody's so demonstrative. And Yoke, I just feel like he never did anything emotional or expressive today.
It seemed like he was kind of just trying to get through the game.
I agree.
Yeah.
Tonight, I
To be
actually
honest.
did have that feeling tonight.
Yeah.
Serbian Christmas
Yeah.
coming up. Is that what it was?
And he's still at 29.
That was today, right?
No, the 7th. Next game, Detroit.
Nice. Like I like to like read. Sorry, I like to like read,
Books.
especially. Sure. But like when guys are makes an extra pass, or if guys like find a guy on a great pass and things like that, I like to see how guys are like good pass there, or like showing love to one another when something good. Denver really is like, they just expect like you to make that pass, so they don't actually like congratulate each other like good pass boy or anything like Magic. The entire time, like they're excited every single time that there's a good play. So I feel like there's like Denver has way higher expectations than the Magic did. So it was like wild to see like they're just way more mature, but also you need to have fun with it. So I really think that they should get back to that. And really, this is one time, so it's not to say this is how they are all the time. I'm sure that there's different times that they are. But for this game, I feel like that's why it was so juiceless.
Yeah. And they still almost won, man. It would have been just like sneaking out the tiniest little one.
But you could tell, to Dev's point, when the Magic realized they had a chance to beat the Nuggets in Denver.
Yeah.
There was a collective hype to it.
Do you think there is that, like, the Nuggets are the champs? Do you think there is a thing right now with the Nuggets where every team...
Yes.
For sure.
You think so? Tonight
For sure.
included?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
How so?
It's just the defending champs. I mean, if you're a team like the Magic especially...
It's a trophy that you wear it.
Yeah, Magic haven't done anything. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
These guys, Jalen Suggs hasn't done anything in the NBA. Like, this is a huge game for them. Huge game. I mean, I guarantee you the Magic were in the locker room pregame being like, they're on a back-to-back. They just played this close game against the Warriors. We can get them tonight.
Right.
If we play hard and physical. And they did that. And then they did get one.
Yeah. Let's get to some super chats, because on the other side, I want to go around the association. So many games to get to today. What super chats we have come in? I know we had a handful.
Forgot my reading glasses again. Neil Carter. It's not the fact that we lost. It's the fact that we lost to Jalen Suggs. Need to figure out how to keep MPJ involved offensively at the end of games.
But Jalen Suggs is good. This is such a weird thing, and people really hate him.
My
Do
takeaway.
people hate him?
My takeaway.
There's
was that
just a lot of
he's
chat
good.
like, he sucks. I was like, I don't know, man. He makes winning plays.
He does.
Yeah, he's a winner.
He
He's a
plays
winner.
so hard.
He plays so hard.
The boys' dad, that was a great crowd wasted, as opposed to the greatly wasted crowd courtside. Well done. They do just keep asking you if you want more drinks.
Yeah, they do.
And
service,
you do.
It's so funny. Class in America.
Yeah.
The service at the top class is
man.
like everybody will do everything
Every
for
5
you.
minutes. Do you have everything you need?
And then they apologize nonstop.
Right.
You're like, it's actually okay.
Yeah.
Very funny.
Teeman, hate to use excuses, but we do. Do we have the worst whistle in the league? Not just this game, but in general.
Did you guys notice it tonight?
I mean, Paolo shot
Just
19.
with Paolo
Yeah.
getting to the line like more than Jokic ever has in his career.
He did get to the line more tonight than Jokic ever has. That is a good point.
Yeah, but I can't go to a play that's like he shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Like I
and
feel
also,
like
I don't
they
feel like
foul.
the Nuggets played like physical, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One team is aggressive and the other team
Yeah.
is not.
Nuggets were not aggressive.
Paolo
tonight.
also, courtside perspective, he is physical. He puts his shoulder into you,
Yeah,
and
he's
he's
a
going to
physical
either
player.
get space or the call.
He's
so-
big, man.
Yeah.
He is really strong.
Yeah.
As opposed to Jokic, who never puts his shoulder into anyone.
He would never do that.
You know, Brown going from a borderline asshole in college with all the dog to a quiet zero dog choir boy this
So
year
true,
is
man.
wild to see. The Nuggets' dog level is low.
But dude, I'm telling you, Christian, let's talk about him actually for a second. Let's take a pause. He's having a weird year, man. A very, very strange year. And I'm telling you, like, even defensively, he hasn't been popping a whole lot this year. He doesn't, you know, what does Calvin Booth say? He likes guys that do stuff. Like,
Right.
it's just something. Like, I feel like he rarely does something. And I do think the number one, if I had one piece of advice to him, it'd be like, dude, you need to up your intensity. Like, dude, take some pre-workout right before the game, you know? What happened?
Fractured left hand for Chris Paul.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we'll get to that.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Sorry. It just happened.
Here's my take on Christian Brown in his season. I think early on, when Jamal Murray missed so much time, he was asked to do more offensively, and that's thrown him off his game.
Could be. Maybe he's never refound it.
Yeah. And I feel like since then, he needs to take steps with his offense, but I feel like he's trying to take like 2 steps instead of 1 step maybe. And with that, I feel like he's lost a little focus on his defense. And he's even talked about that this year. He's said that he's kind of frustrated that his defense, he feels like, has slipped a little. And it has. But I think part of it is there's been more of a responsibility on him to give a little more offensively. And I mean, he's got to be able to like find the balance and be able to do both, of course. But he has gotten a little bit away from what made him so good last year.
I have a kind of counterintuitive Brown take, and I wonder what you guys think about it. I think this season he has a chance to be better in the postseason than he is now. And I think his job in the postseason could simplify.
Could be, yeah.
And it could come down to 2 or 3 things. And there is a development to me that's arguably more important than any non-development for him, and it is the 3-point shot. He had another one tonight. And I just kind of think if they get to the playoffs and it's back down to an 8-man rotation and he's playing with guys that, you know, are above him in the pecking order, and it's like, hey, Christian, go grab 4 insane rebounds, hit 1 3 and play defense, I feel very confident he can do that. I'm with Wind that right now it just feels like maybe he's almost looking too hard at what else he can do.
And like the defense should not slide with him. You know, I mean, you're playing 16 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, you can play A++ level defense for 16 minutes. That's not asking too much.
Yeah.
But also, the regular season is the opportunity for him to explore his offensive game and take strides.
Yeah.
And like you said, Vogt, I do think once the playoffs come around, he will be the defender that he was last year.
I hope. Remember when Malone in the summer said he's carrying himself like a guy that just won a championship?
You're right.
He
Yeah.
has no confidence.
Yeah,
Man. Like
you're right.
I expected cocky Christian this
That's a good
year. It has
point,
not
man.
been the case.
All right, what else do we got? Kale. You know, again, Jamal opened the season on fire as a playmaker at times, almost overpassing. That has completely gone away since the return from the hamstring injury.
He's definitely trying to make the year of Jamal Murray happen.
Last couple
Tonight
games
it
for sure. Last couple games for sure. Joe Clem 15, it's good we lost. This team must be reminded taking pedal off the gas and trying your best selectively is a testament to being good, but also a bad habit.
Yeah. But I don't think that's the lesson they'll learn.
Yeah. BJ Malaise.
Oh, man.
Soon, all the Nuggets will be good again.
That's true. I think they're still good.
Yeah, that's just...
All the Nuggets don't care.
Yeah. Eric Cartman, Jokic doesn't want to play 2-man game with Jamal as he did before. Jamal disrespected Jokic.
That
That one feels a little
heavy-handed.
loose for me. Spencer
Eric Cartman.
Hayes, Jokic bros need to go repair Murray MPJ chemistry.
Yeah, that'll
Sit
do
them
it.
down.
That'll do it. Yeah.
Brothers, you must talk.
They would jump Jamal.
Haley Keel, y'all about to get a $50K fine from the Cronkies. Oh, that's a good callback, Haley.
Can you imagine?
What
A
a
little
callback.
note, a little message.
Josh is
like
like, hey.
parking in his parking spot.
Yeah.
Glad you guys
like,
enjoyed
Like,
it,
what was that? Did Jack White get that? Was that who got it?
No, it was
Or
Christian Brown.
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah,
It was
yeah.
Christian Brown.
But who told us that?
Oh, or was it Jack White? Dang it. How did we forget
Was it?
the story?
I think it was Jack White or Vlatko.
We've had too many people on the show. It's hard to know.
Yeah, it's so hard to know.
5-5-5-5-5-ish. Always remember, the vibes could be worse. You could be a
was it
Golden State
CB?
fans or Laker fans. Yeah.
True. All right, let's take our last break. On the other side, we'll go quickly around the association. We'll see what other teams are in misery tonight.
Go ATA.
Guys, hit up Braxton Shanker if you get hurt in an accident where you weren't at fault. They've won over $1 billion for their clients, and they've got neighborhood offices in Denver, Aurora, Englewood, Fort Collins. Give them a call, 222-2222, to find out if you have a case for free. They help with all kinds of injury cases where you weren't at fault, car accidents, motorcycle, rideshare, and pedestrians, trucks. Even if you're injured at work, find out if you have a case for free because you don't pay them until they win your case. No upfront fees, no fees for talking with them about your case, no fees while they work on your case. You just pay them if they win your case. So give them a call, 222-2222, to find out if you have a case for free. Backus and Shanker wins.
DraftKings Sportsbook is giving new customers an exclusive offer just for NBA fans. This week, new customers can bet $5, get $150 instantly in bonus bets, plus score an NBA League Pass subscription on DraftKings for the rest of the season. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use code DNVR. New customers can get $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting $5 plus score an NBA League Pass on us. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code DNVR. The crown is yours. If you're ever curious, what kind of bets could I place to A, have fun, and B, win?
Michael Porter, 4 threes.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Hit
or
tonight.
just whatever Dev says
Great
in the
bet.
pregame show. Sometimes he loses. Mostly he wins.
Did we get a new super chat there, Kale? No. Oh, okay. All right. Around the Association is going to have some gems, you guys. It's going to have some gems. Dev, what's going on around the Association tonight?
There's so many things happening because there were so many damn games.
All right, let's go through the fun ones. Let's go through all of them. To Dev, we lost Dev.
We
man.
lost Dev an hour ago.
Courtside
yeah.
Dev, he's not ready. He's not built for that courtside life.
I'm ready for bed. I'm ready for bed. Look at him. So, Sacramento King gets the win over the Toronto Raptors, the new Toronto Raptors. And this is a very high-scoring game. Sabonis has been playing well, extremely well as of late. This game, he had a triple-double of 24 points, 15 rebounds, 11 assists. De'Aaron Fox had 24 points. On the other side of things, Emmanuel Quickly had 20 points.
Tough shooting night for
Scotty
him.
Barnes had 20 points. Pascal, who is supposed to be traded every single damn day, had 18 points, but it was just not enough for
Dude,
them to overcome.
eight Toronto Raptors players in double figures, and they lost.
They still lost.
Jeez.
That's wild.
Sacramento, they score, man. They score whenever they want to. The Memphis Grizzlies.
Well, they just traded their best defender. So
True that. The Memphis Grizzlies beat up on the Lakers 127-113.
What? The Lakers? They
The
must have been on
Lakers.
the road.
No. It was after the in-season tournament.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, that makes more sense. Well, then,
PIST.
LeBron and AD
in-season
must have played
tournament.
terrible then, man. They must have been
Pissed.
awful.
Yeah, well, guess who wasn't awful? Triple J, 31 points, 9 rebounds. Marcus Smart had 29 points. Desmond Bain had 24 points and 13 assists.
My goodness.
And John Morant had
those tiny
21
arms.
points. You're not going to beat them when everybody's going crazy. Anthony Davis had 31 points. LeBron had 32 points, but he was 11 of 24 from the field. Austin Reeves, you guys, minus 23.
You guys.
19 points.
12 assists.
That's a
Hang on.
career high. You guys.
You guys.
Lost.
Guys, after the game, though, you guys got to listen to this one. After the game, so the Lakers were outscored by 14 in the fourth quarter. After the game, Darvin Ham, who's been on the hot seat,
Yeah.
he said, "I'm tired of people living and dying every game we play. It's a marathon."
What place
Is he
are they in?
pacing himself during the marathon?
Yeah.
What place are they in? They are outside the play-in currently.
Kind of seems like every game now.
Yeah, this
Why
ain't
is
no damn
everybody
marathon.
talking about this old stuff, man? Why
Well,
is everybody talking about the regular
It's
season?
also like we're halfway through the season almost, bro.
Dude, you're
we're not
just
10 games in.
it's a marathon, dude. It's a marathon.
It's a marathon. They haven't
Yeah.
even used the readjustment.
He put himself on the hottest of seats saying that after another loss.
All right, so is
and
it?
he keeps saying the worst
He
thing.
does. His quotes are terrible. I
So
was really
bad.
impressed with him in the conference finals when I covered some of the Lakers practices. No big deal. I really liked the way he carried himself. He just seemed like a cool guy, and I was like, oh, I bet the Lakers respond to him.
Yeah.
And I've seen all of the quotes this year. I'm taking that back.
Yeah.
That guy's wild.
What an idiot. The Warriors get the win, 113-109 over the Detroit Pistons. The Warriors, who were very upset about their game last night, do it on a back-to-back. Steph Curry had 26 points, 4 of 12 from beyond the arc, 7 of 19
When's
from
the
the
last
field.
time Steph was like 8 of 12?
He hasn't been going crazy, but that, you know who does? Dario Saric. He has 17
Classic.
points.
That
He
guy.
does whatever he wants around there. That guy is good. Klay Thompson had 19 points, 6 of 18 from the field. A lot of shots in this game, not a lot of makes. Cade Cunningham had 30 points. It starts and ends with him. Jalen Durant had 13 points, 12 rebounds.
You gotta love how the Pistons won a game, and there was some talk like, all right, they got one win. Like, now they're good. They got the monkey off their back. Like, maybe, start playing some better ball. Or
They
just-
have, though. They have.
I know, but like,
That's not a bad loss. 4 points to the Warriors on the road.
they
not that
did
bad.
just lose by 23 to the Rockets. But are they just gonna go on another like 20?
Can you
game losing
imagine? Can
streak?
you imagine if their losing streak that they just set the record for was snapped by themselves in 29 games after it?
I want that so bad.
They're on a 3-gamer right now, and
man.
they play the Nuggets next
That's so many losses. They play the Nuggets next?
Sunday, bro.
That sucks, man, because I know Jokic is going to have 10 shots. Everybody else is trying to go for 60. I want that to happen.
Not our Nugs.
Oh, yeah, you're thinking 100?
No, that's against the Wizards. He scored 100.
True that. The Mavericks win 139-103 without Luka. This was the Kyrie game.
They did get Kyrie.
For them. They also are playing against Portland, so this is a very, very, very great game to be able to play without Luka. Kyrie had 24 points to lead all scores. Not really many other guys. 19 points from Tim Hardaway Jr., 19 points from Jaden Hardy, your boy, Jaden Hardy.
Whose boy is that?
That's Dev's boy.
Okay.
No. That's D-Line's boy, right?
Jaden Hardy? Maybe.
Oh, no, it wasn't my boy.
Was my
That's
boy.
all I want to tell y'all. Scoot Henderson has 17 points, 10 assists. A lot of
It's the
negatives
first time
in
I've
this
heard his
game.
name like all year.
He's been playing
He's
better.
been.
I know he's been better.
The bar's really low.
Yeah, but they were making it seem like he was one of them.
Right.
They were excited to get rid of Lillard.
Can we rewind real quick to the Warriors? Chris Paul, as you mentioned, fractured hand. So that team really is just like,
Now they can't trade him.
now you can't trade him, man.
Are they going to miss the plan?
Maybe.
They're going to trade him. They're
The
going to do
Lakers
everything in their
exist.
power to trade him. Pascal or something. They got to figure something out.
The Lakers are going to end up going in, backdooring their way into the play-in. And there's going to be stories about how heroic it was that they saved their season by making the
Well,
play-in.
and this
Like,
for the Nuggets, man. I mean, it's up there with the Blazers as the toughest 8 seeds you could possibly have to
that's so
face in the
true.
first
I mean,
round.
you always just got to credit Darvin Ham for keeping the long view in mind.
that's so true. It
he
wasn't
kept the
marathon. He
long view
reminded
the whole
us.
season.
The Lakers went on they won 5 games and lost 2 games after LeBron says enough is enough.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it'll be.
And they made the play-in.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yeah.
The
Maybe
Bulls
some
win.
more conversations.
The Bulls win 104-91 over the Charlotte Hornets. This was a mid-off if you've ever seen one. Miles Bridges had 28 points. Nothing else happened for Charlotte. They're just not good.
Not a lot happens. Though.
Kobe White had 22 points, 10 rebounds. Vooch came back in this game, so it was not the big Drummond game. He did come off of the bench. Drummond started 10 rebounds for him, but not a crazy game. Zach LaVine also played in this game. He is finally back. He's trying to get his tryout before he becomes a Laker. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists for him. You got to start paying attention to that because, again, he is going to be a Laker, and that's what they're going to say. He saved the season. Minnesota Timberwolves win 122-95 over the Houston Rockets. Karl Anthony Towns has 22 points. Anthony Edwards, 24 points, 8 of 17 from the field from both of those guys. A lot of guys in double digits here. Jalen Green had 20 points. Şengün, not a great game, only 19 points, 5 rebounds. I like seeing his stat lines. He's just like Mini Yoke, usually does well. Clippers win 111-95 over the Pelicans. The Clippers are better than what
Dude,
people
they're
are
good.
getting credit
I'm
for.
going to go ahead and make a proclamation. They are the second biggest threat to the Nuggets in the Western Conference.
Oh, you must have read my
Clippers?
roundtable answer from the other day.
Hang on. Do you mean like they're the second best team out west, or they pose the second?
The reason I think they actually pose a threat to the Nuggets is because they have 3 centers now. They just have bodies. Like, that was one of their problems. They have enough bodies that they'll never run out of centers to throw at Yoke, and I think that makes a real difference. So,
How is
Clippers,
Tice
sadly.
just sitting around, man? That guy's a good player. I don't know.
Yeah, he just does the right things. James Harden had 13 assists. Paul George had 24 points, 7 rebounds. Nobody else really did anything for them.
Sleepy time Dev.
Ken, are you hearing this?
He's fading.
Nobody else did anything. I'm looking around. I'm trying to find something in the fly. On the fly.
Sleep in the set.
Brooklyn Nets win 124-115 over the Thunder. SGA had 34 points.
SGA always has 34
Really, I'm
points.
trying to find
Every
something in
single
the middle of it.
game,
It's hard.
Every game he has 34.
I don't know if you guys know,
They
this is
lost.
the first time that I'm seeing the whole line. I'm also just now seeing the whole line.
Oh my god!
this
But they lost again. That's Thunder on a little bit of a slide. Right? You know what's funny? It really was like right when they beat the Nuggets that everyone's like, "This is a contender for real," and they immediately lose.
I did not get a chance to go on a rant about how everybody was overhyping the Thunder.
It's what we said at the start of the show, though, man. The Thunder could not have been more hyped for a chance to beat the Nuggets in Denver.
Dude, can the Thunder get to the playoffs
I know.
before we're proclaiming
I know.
them a finals? Can they win a series, man?
Also, it's Atlanta and Brooklyn. You know what I mean? Like, it's Atlanta and Brooklyn.
God.
Juggernauts.
But it's just
love when Wynn gets
SGA.
upset.
I mean, he scores 30 every time. You could pencil him in. Everyone else has to step up, and they just didn't step
just
up.
didn't.
They're
Yeah.
good, but come on.
Yeah.
They are good. Like, they're very good.
They're very good.
Very
but
good.
Please.
Cleveland wins 114-90 over the Washington Wizards. I'm actually shocked that the Wizards didn't allow 140 or something like that.
Cavs kind of suck, so.
I know,
Yeah.
man. What a down year.
But Wizards definitely suck. Kyle Kuzma, who gets a lot of votes, only had 9 points, 4-14 from the
What?
field.
The All-Star candidate?
The All-Star candidate, 4-14 from the field, only 9 points.
Those voters must feel like fools.
They have to.
Somehow, when the next returns come out, there's going to be another 100,000 people that vote for him. Who are
Man.
these 100,000 people?
Yeah.
Who are
Amazing.
you?
Donovan Mitchell had 26 points. The Knicks win 128-92, a beating
Man.
over the Sixers. A beating. This is wild. Jalen Brunson had 29 points. Josh Hart had a triple-double.
What?
No, sorry. No, he didn't. He had
Okay.
10 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists.
Was he plus or minus tonight?
He was a plus 46.
Plus
Jesus.
46!
Jesus. What?
Are Josh Hart and Jalen Suggs related?
Dude, those two guys do make winning plays. I'm telling
Are they
you.
not the
Well, they're
same,
Villanova.
dude?
They're
No,
Villanova.
I think Suggs is a level up of Hart, honestly, and intensity.
Probably, yeah.
Suggs.
They're cut
Okay.
from the same cloth, though.
Yeah.
That is a crazy
Wait,
one to
plus
see. Plus
40?
46 is.
How
Quentin
How are
Grimes,
you a
Poss-
plus 46?
Quentin
How is
Grimes
that
was a plus
possible?
37. He had 19 points.
I love Quentin Grimes. You guys know that. I read about him all the time. You know who
Wow.
else I love? Hartenstein, 8 of 9 tonight. 17, 6, 5, 2 and 2. What a stat line. Dude, you know him and Mitchell Robinson are like besties? Which I kind of just love too.
Why is that a fun fact?
That's a fun fact.
No, the fuck it isn't.
Yes, it is too. You have imagine like a starter and backup, you know, and they're like besties, best friends, and it's hilarious.
Nice.
Hartenstein's like out there doing this for him, you know. It's like I don't know. Let me ask this serious question. By the way, they smacked the 76ers, which is kind of very interesting. Are you buying the Knicks? They've been on a tear. It's only been 3 games, but they have been 3 impressive games. Is this a real team?
I think they're really good. I kind of don't trust Julius Randle in a playoff series.
It's very smart. Well, tonight he was 1 of 11,
Yeah, well,
and
okay.
it didn't matter.
So that's some of why.
He's like the one guy that doesn't fit in over there. It's just-
And just is he going to do all the little things? I mean, that play they had early in the season where he just like gave up in transition and they lost because of it. Like that was like a losing play. So, but I do. Jalen Brunson's that guy, man. He's awesome, and the Knicks are good. The Knicks
are good, man. I kind of like
It
their
was a
roster.
great trade. Like, that was a home run trade for them.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it worked on both sides. Embiid was horrible in this game. 10 of 23 from the field.
He should have sat out. Man.
He did have 30 points and 10. He can't sit out any more games. It's only like 11 more games he can miss before
that's
he
right,
can't be
with
the
the game
MVP.
cutoff, yeah.
So he has to play games and he has to put up numbers, which he does every time. Even though this was a bad game for him, 30 points, 10 rebounds. On paper, it doesn't look bad. Tyrese Maxey had 27 points, 9 assists, but they were minus 29, minus 27. It was a lot of beatings. This was rough.
The Knicks could go on a run because they're
Dude,
in the Eastern Conference.
Now
Right,
I
there
think you
it
might
is.
have 5 teams now with the Heat and the Knicks. Like those are all interesting.
Everybody's
I
got a
think the
shot.
first round there's going to be 1 or maybe 2 teams in the East now. I think if everybody's healthy, that has a tough first round matchup.
Yeah.
So, you know, like the 76ers are probably looking at this going like, damn.
just
Thought we didn't have an
just
easy one.
building excuses for the Celtics already. Unbelievable.
Boston Celtics win 126-97
Shit.
over the Utah Jazz.
All right,
This
that hurts
This
me.
is crazy. Listen to this. Jason Tatum had 30 points. He only went 6 of 12 from the field.
How could that be?
Well,
13 of 14 from the free throw line.
come on.
Porzingis went 10
Pull
of
the
12
Banchero.
from the free throw. You had 2 guys get into double digits on free throw attempts.
Wow, must be nice.
Oh, man.
Who was rough in that game?
Everybody was rough in this game because Utah is just not good. They lose every damn game. It's not good.
Bunch of no-namers.
Points, 12 points for John Collins, 11 rebounds. Nobody did anything. Utah is losing games right now. They should break it up. They should get rid of Markkanen.
They probably
I just
will.
want him to get out of there. He needs to get on.
I'm curious how good he is on a good team.
I think he's good.
Me too.
And then to close it out, the team that scores a bunch gives up a bunch. The Pacers win 150-116 over the Atlanta Hawks. You knew that this was going to be a high-scoring game. I told Adam before just early in the day that these two teams was playing. He was like, "What's the over/under?" I'm like 260. He's like, "That's not enough." They're going to go.
I was
than
right.
that.
266.
And they were higher than that. DeJounte Murray, who's also in trade rumors, 30 points. He's on a tryout
Gotta
right
get
now.
that guy on your
Before
team.
He's a loser.
After that
out of there.
Atlanta tenure, how could you pass that opportunity up?
Miles Turner had 27 points.
Good for him.
There's a crazy stat in this one, Dev.
Tyrese Halliburton, 10 points, 18 assists.
What?
Ain't that one?
What is the stat?
As a team, the Pacers had 50 assists.
What?
Dude, this is
50 assists.
This is something the Nuggets need.
To have 50 assists?
That should be a Nuggets thing.
Bro, I know. I actually am kind of jealous of this. 30 assists is great. 30.
No.
They had 50 assists.
They're having
I'm
fun, man.
gonna stop there.
Alrighty.
Stop myself there.
Kale hit that outro music. It was fun being courtside. Shouts to Courtside Dave. A memorable night for all of us, even if the Nuggets tried to play spoil for us.
And listen,
Still
if
great,
you
though.
ever want to hang out with us, all to yourselves,
just buy us
buy us
courtside
shit.
seats.
Just get us stuff. We're in.
Everybody, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We hope you enjoy your weekend. Nuggets are back on Sunday, which means we're back on Sunday as we watch them take on the Detroit Pistons. Hit the like button for us on the way out.
We all silly like the mayor.